So every day you take off and uh, no one goes and looks for you, and you're sleeping on the streets. And where were you sleeping?
Different places, at the park or on the bench in the front. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I don't know. I remember being scared. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I felt like I was more scared to go inside the house. You know what I mean? So um, I was kind of all over the place, and to be honest with you, like, man, I don't even I don't even know how you know nobody said nothing, or
Yeah.
how they wouldn't even come look for me or anything like that.
How would you see people? Would people walk by you or?
Yeah, I would see people all the time. Nobody would say nothing, but at the same time, when I would sleep at nighttime, I would try to be somewhere where not too many people were around, because I
Of
was
course.
still like scared. Like, man,
Yeah.
there's some crazy people out here. Like, what could happen to me? And you know what I mean. Just learn to survive. You know what I mean.
When they saw you, did they ever say like, "Where you been?" or they never questioned or?
They would never really ask. You know what I mean, because the grandmother was just drunk all the time, nonstop. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Would be passed out or would be sitting there eating, and she would not say nothing. You know what I mean? So nobody really asked me any questions, honestly.
Man. And then when your mother would come back in town for her whatever week or two back, um, how would you know she would be there, or would you time it, or how
No,
would
I
that
would
go?
just I would kind of know around the time that I would count days. I would
Oh
always
wow.
count, like, all right, in 1 month there's 28 days or 30 days. And I would like count, all the time.
And you would know.
Yeah, and I would know. And I mean, I would come through the house a little bit, like walk in quietly and try to maybe grab some bread or something like that, because I was starving, a lot of times. So
Wow.
yeah, I do remember one time just coming into the house and just being like, man, I'm gonna grab a couple of pieces of bread and just go back outside. You know what I mean? And the bread was always on top of the fridge, so I would put this chair in the front, and just I still remember that same day too. It was just crazy. I got on the chair. I was starving. Wanted to grab a couple of pieces of bread, and all the bread was covered in mold. You know what I mean? And I don't even know how they were eating, or how they were even taking care of my sister. You know what I mean?
God.
A little baby, like. So I still smell, like, remember that smell of that mold, and I was just
Wow.
like, left it, went back outside, and I met this kid out there too. Just being outside, and I think about him all the time. I don't know if he was older than me or if he was about the same age, but he was always outside too. So me and him we would go to like the market, where people sell food and everything, and we would steal watermelons all the time.
Oh
We would
wow.
steal watermelons, and there was this like abandoned like container not too far away. So we would go in there, break the watermelon, and just that's what we would eat all the time. But I remember this older guy. He caught us stealing, and came into the container and just beat our ass and told us, "Don't ever be stealing. Why are you stealing from these people?" You know what I mean? And we're just kids, like, hungry. We're just sitting there, and he's like, "Well, eat. What you stole, eat it now." You know what I mean? Eat the watermelon. And we were like terrified. And he beat the other kid worse than me. So the other kid probably was a little bit older. But yeah, that memory is just, it'll
Wow.
never leave my head.
That's
It's
crazy.
just randomly start thinking about it. You know what I mean? Just
All right.
memories like that, you kind of, it sticks with you. You know what I mean? And it's pretty crazy. And a lot of times pain is like the realest thing you'll feel. You know what I mean? I mean, you might feel love from your family or whoever, But you know, the pain side, well, it's the realest. You'll never forget it.